Yo, welcome back to the lunch table. Food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. You already know where to hit that subscribe button. Shout out to my next guest.
Man, we in this thing, man.
Milla, what's good, bro?
Man, you already know. It's great seeing you. You know we're doing big things.
Shoot, bro, your name be popping up like everywhere, man. Like for the people who don't know, you have 2 songs with E-40.
Yeah, we got 2 songs with E-40 right now. One called Melt, that was the single right before the album dropped. Mm-hmm. And then one called Goat, which is number 2 on his new project, Practice Makes Paper.
Yeah, man. And on top of that, too, you and the boy Chonky and the Turf Fiends, man, just cultivating a whole ass movement with the Smeeze, bro.
You already know it's real Smeeze movement. You feel me? Like, I'm just glad to be a part of it. You feel me? Like, of course, the dance was actually made in 2012.
Super long ago.
By Smeeze and Chonky. But it really got a lot of attention this past year, and I just decided to call them, like, you know, it's time to make the anthem. It's time to make the anthem.
Bro.
Like, we got to take it everywhere. From there, it's just Ellen, Khaled, all these different people.
That shit's been everywhere, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what's funny? People still aren't accustomed to the name Smeeze, though, because I be talking to hella LA homies. They're like, hey, Nico, like, what's that bass step that everybody can do? And I'm like, what, this one? They're like, yeah, the bass step. I'm like, it's called the Smeeze, man. The Smeeze. Come on, man.
You feel me? But they're going to catch on. They're going to have to catch on. We're gonna keep pushing. Me and Chunk been talking about a Smeeze Part 2 as well. Mm-hmm. So we got something coming for him.
I gotta ask you, bro. First of all, you're from Oakland, right?
I'm actually from East Palo Alto.
Oh, EPA, okay. Shout out to them Hood Stars.
You already know, Rogue. Oh yeah, the Hood Stars. That's really
Scoot.
That's really the big homies too. But yeah, I definitely got a lot of partners in Oakland.
Okay.
I actually stayed in Oakland a little bit in high school on 90 and Mac. So yeah.
Okay. When did you move from EPA to Oakland?
Well, that was like I would say my senior year of high school.
Okay.
You feel me? I was living over there right by Castlemont and everything, but I was going to school at Logan.
Logan.
In Union City.
That's the one where there's like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's like
bro.
a fucking college.
The only reason why I know about Logan is because hella turf dancers went to that school.
Yeah. Because what was so dope about Logan is that the BART station was right behind Logan.
Ooh.
So you could come from EPA, you could come from Oakland, all that, and have a cousin or something that got an address in Union City. Now everybody goes to school at Logan, and you from everywhere, Frisco, Oakland, EPA.
Yeah, so, Logan low-key sounds like the plug then.
Yeah, Logan,
right there,
Logan
bro.
was the one. Like, what I really enjoyed about Logan was the diversity. Mm-hmm. Like, you really got to learn a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people.
Yeah.
So I feel like what we were equipped with when we graduated was just an understanding of people and what they like and what they don't like and how to communicate with people. So I think that's why you do see certain people from Logan that are really good in communication fields and entertainment fields and everything, because we got to understand a lot of culture that maybe some people that didn't get put in a melting pot like that couldn't understand.
I feel you. So when you're at Logan, right, are you hanging out with like the jocks? Are you hanging out with like the people in like the music field or like the artsy field? Like, what were you into?
That's a dope ass question. For me, that was my conquest when I got to Logan.
Just figure the shit out.
Like I wanna be known by everybody.
Okay.
So like, I used to be at lunch going from table to table. You feel me?
Every lunch table, you know? You dig?
You feel me? All different types of people, all different races, everything. Like, so at the end of the day, as I started to get more years into the school, like, just everybody knew me.
Yeah.
And I was just that household name.
You were the
at
guy.
The school. You feel me?
Were you still going by Milla back then?
My rap name, because I was still deciding if rap was exactly what I wanted to do, or Because I mean, entertainment in general is what I love, but I still had my sports side going at that time too. So I was still trying to decide, but my first rap name was Universal.
Okay.
You feel me?
With hopes of getting signed to UMG at one point, you know what I mean? Like,
You feel
I already
me?
got the name. You need me.
Because, like, I mean, my mom was a great builder of confidence.
Wow. Okay.
So she always instilled in me that I could do anything, and I need to shoot for the biggest goals.
I like that.
So Universal represented me being able to travel, not with my sound being able to travel not only around the world but around the galaxy.
Yeah,
Like,
I like it, man.
I'm like, I wanted to take over. So that was the premise behind Universal.
I love it, man, because sometimes I'll be asking people about their rap names, and then they're just like, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm like this. I'm like, bro, like, did you put, like, any thought into this shit? But I do actually like your explanation of Universal prior to Milla.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then I think for me, it just started to become like a complicated thing. So I just wanted to simplify it. So at first it was D Milla because my name is Darrell Miller.
Okay.
You feel me? So it was
okay.
D Milla. I changed the ER to an A. And then I cut the D because everybody kept on saying DeMilla, like they put it together. So
fair enough.
I was
Fuck
it, I'm gonna just.
So then was breaking it down to Milla, I guess, the start of your rap career?
Yeah, breaking it down to Milla really was the start of like a professional brand for me. The only challenges that I seen when I did break it down to Milla is that's actually a popular female actress in Europe.
I've seen that because I typed her name up and then it was one of those situations where I was like Milla space rapper.
Yeah. Because Milla Jovovich is like the biggest with that name. So searchability has always been an issue. Like. So I've definitely contemplated name changes, but I mean, I think it's something that at least the people from where we're from and the West Coast and everything understand me by. So.
Oh, yeah, of course, because you think about whoever that Milla is, she's big in her own realm. Right. You could be Milla in your own realm and, you know, be just as big.
Yeah,
so,
that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That's
like,
true. And then all it takes is a couple of moves, and then you're on top of that
couple
Google
of hits,
search.
you know what I mean? You good to go?
Yeah. You feel me?
Shit, bro. So then after high school, right, what direction did you end up going into?
Okay, so...
Did you end up doing college, music?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so after high school, I went to Clark Atlanta University, which is a HBCU.
Okay.
And it's it's connected to Spelman College and also Morehouse College. So very distinguished colleges in the Atlanta, Georgia area. At the same time, I had some of my closest friends were starting a group called The Outfit. And I'm sure you know.
Oh. Wait. Hold up. I gotta. Oh my god.
You know, beat
bro.
it like
Wait,
the bass in my trunk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So.
And it was the Outfit THA.
Yeah.
Wait, what song? Yeah. Like my bass.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god. Okay. That's what's up.
So yeah.
So you said you and your homies were.
Yeah. So I'm actually my closest friend at the time is he goes by Eric Stats as an artist. We had both went to Clark, but something had happened with his financial aid. He ends up coming back. He ends up, him and some of my other friends end up joining the Architects, which they tried out for E-40's Tell Me When to Go video.
Yes.
And then he took them on tour with him.
Yo, that's crazy. This is so crazy right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
I love it. Just keep going, man. I'm not even gonna disturb you right now. Just do your thing.
So the Architects, of course, they went on tour. They started to see all these connections, and they're like, "Oh shit, we should just turn into like a group." So my boy gives me a call, like, "Bro, you the only real one that I know that really like do music in the squad seriously. Like, so could you like help us with like writing and like creating these songs and everything like that. And I'm like, I'm with it. I'm still in Atlanta at the time, but I was like, whatever I can do, let's make it happen. So that was kind of really like my first introductions to like some of the stars out there, like E-40 and everything like that. When I was a teenager, kind of helping cultivate the outfit. And so the outfit had a couple of group member changes, and I had went to school with Jonn Hart. Mm-hmm. And I knew that he was, we used to act together in this thing called forensics, which was, it was speech and debate, but it was also acting competitions. Like you could
That sounds kind of lit.
Yeah, it was dope. We used to travel all over the nation, like beating the shit out of other schools and shit on some acting shit.
So you're like a really good arguer then, or
well,
debater.
Well, I participated more in the acting side.
Okay.
So I did like dramatic interpretation, humorous interpretation, and duo, like myself.
It makes sense now because this whole time I was thinking you're so articulate and well versed. But now it's making sense because you went through that process of like you had to perform in front of people a lot.
Yeah. Throughout my whole life, I was always on stage doing something, like being in plays or something. So but I knew, just like myself and my partner, Jonn Hart and his partner were very good at their duo, and in their duo, he sung a little bit. So he never saw himself as a singer. But I had remembered that, and I was like, hey, bro, I called him. I was like, they need a new member. I think you'll be perfect. You got a tone on you, everything like that. So he gets in the group. Everything is going good. Fast forward, they end up breaking up, but that spawns the career of Jonn Hart. That spawns the career of Vale, who did the Oakland record.
Got you.
Like
okay.
They were all in that group.
So the outfit ends up breaking up, and that consisted of Jonn Hart, Vale,
George. Who else was in the group at the time? And Eric Statz, who I was talking about earlier.
So were you like an official member, or you were just helping them? I was
more like helping to put the group together.
Got you.
Writing the songs. Especially a lot of the material that like had built them, but yeah, I mean everybody kind of ended up going their separate ways, but it definitely did very well for Jonn and Vale.
Oh yeah, because I think that going back to it, the outfit had Like My Bass, huge song back in like
Raw
what,
Smooth. Shout out to Raw Smooth.
Yeah, shout out Raw Smooth, man. You be making the hits.
Yeah.
Did you help on that record?
Yeah,
I
helped write on that record as well. You feel me? Like I touched almost every outfit record.
That's what's up.
You feel me?
And so basically after the outfit, I think the biggest person to come out of that was definitely Jonn Hart because he had Who Booty afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, he really had what I always admired about Jonn is he always had the business mind for this. You feel me? And he saw a move that he could make, and he cultivated the connections around him to be able to make that move. And I mean, Who Booty, they didn't know how to respond at first when it first came out, but that thing just started
That shit
growing.
picked up, bro.
You feel me? Like,
that was probably the biggest song of like, what, 2010, 2011?
But if you look at it, bro, like if you really like analyze it, we was some of the first ones doing like that ratchet style R&B before Ty Dolla $ign and all that type of shit. Like it wasn't really like going like that. Like the outfit would beat it like my bass, and a lot of the records that we was doing like that I feel like that R&B section of things and that like
really cultivated with you guys.
More edgy type of R&B. Like that was really the start of it. It was all around that time.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now, and then the earliest I really could go back to is probably Like My Bass.
Yeah,
like or maybe Rocket Ship by the A's. Do you remember that record?
Yeah, no, I do remember that record.
But I mean, to your point, like it's all kind of like around the same era within that 2-3 year span.
It's right in that era because it's like we weren't. nobody in that situation was like a official singer, but everybody had a good tone. And I mean, we was from the Bay. We wanted to talk that shit.
Oh yeah, because then you got to think about how R&B was prior to that. Like, you know what I mean? It was just very smooth. But then the reason why I love the bass sound so much is because like we literally just took the smooth shit, and just bump it up like 20 BPM. That's about it. You just made that shit slap. That's it.
Straight up, you feel me? So I mean, that was a great time. But that was really my big introduction into the professional side of the industry. Like before that, of course, I have been writing music. I think since I was around 13.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really my
the start of your professional career. Yeah,
exactly.
Did you write on Who Booty?
I wrote a little on Who Booty, but like if you listen to Who Booty, all my ad libs are in there. Like
you.
So if you listen to like all the and all the ohs and
that's all you.
That's all me. Like next time, listen to Who Booty, listen to the ad libs, and then like listen to all my songs. It's all my same shit.
Yo, it's so crazy. It's crazy to me because these are songs that a lot of. I mean, Who Booty was definitely national, but it was like such a huge Bay Area song, and it's crazy to me looking back at these songs and figuring out like who did what.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like putting the puzzle together because back then we weren't really concerned about all those things, but now like what, 10 years later or something like that? It's like, damn, bro.
And I mean, we were able in the melting pot that we created, we were able to learn a structure to create those hit songs. Like if you listen to Who Booty, it's not too far from Like My Bass.
It really isn't.
Like it's really the same rock. It's really kind of the same aggression and everything like that.
So what do you think was the difference maker between Like My Bass and Who Booty? Just from your perspective.
From my perspective, because I mean to look at even the fanfare at that time, the outfit could have been huge. Like we used to do a lot of the same shows as HBK at the time.
Yeah.
And this is no like dish to HBK because HBK is the shit. Like HBK did their thing and they're still doing their thing. But at the time, like a lot of the fans was coming for the outfit. Like it was big because it was like more of a boy band type feel. But it was, that group thing. It's hard to get like 4 or 5 people on the same page all the time.
Yeah, I hear you.
And especially when all your music just come like for example, HBK is a group of people, but a group of solo artists. You feel me? You got the outfit, which you got to do all your songs together. Your brand has to come. You got to come up with your brand together. All you kind of have to
look damn near the same.
Your business has to come together, and people. It's hard for people to get on the same page like that. So I feel like that's what kind of like hindered the success of the outfit. For Jonn, he was a solo artist, so it's like, I'm gonna make these moves for myself, and as long as I make the right moves, I'm out of here. So.
Yeah, and shout out to Jonn Hart because he's still doing his thing.
Oh
man.
Yeah, that's my guy. We still at work.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for groups to stay together for as long as they do because shout out to the Migos, obviously still very successful. Shout out to B2K, for example. They just did the whole Millennium Tour. I'm just like, what the fuck is this, man? You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe, hopefully, in the future, we could get like a little outfit show here and there. Maybe like a little HBK reunion.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's hard. It's hard, man. But Offset just talked about that too. He was talking about how he really feels like they're the greatest hip hop group of all time. He was like, for one, none of these motherfuckers stay together. He was like, I think it's probably different for us because we all grew up in the same household, so money can't really take us apart. Like we family. You feel me? So it's like, but yeah, I mean that's the hard part about that.
Yeah, and well, shout out to you because you were doing songwriting for them or not the Migos, but for the outfit, also helping with Jonn Hart, and now solo artist, the person we get today. Milla.
Yeah, so but that's what I do love about the songwriting side because I was able to write for Outfit. I've written a lot of Jonn Hart singles. I've gotten to write for Sage, Eric Bellinger, all these different people, E-40. So I was able to meet the right engineers, the right mixers, the right producers, everything like that. So when it was really time for me, like it was a little bit easier. So like first I was on a song called Run with Furious and YG.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that was doing a lot of shit on West Coast radio, and it was actually on the top 50 rising songs in the U.S. It's just that
nice. It's hard for like West Coast records to go national.
Yeah, it's hard.
Super hard,
and it's a big budget, so it's like that's the thing. That's the thing. So
like how many bands you got? 10, 20? Just,
exactly. 50. 200. I mean, that's what who was that? Coach K, I believe of QC. He was saying the other day. He was like, "You want to know how to get a song to #1 and really have a national campaign with a song? You need 200,000." Like,
or you just need to know every single person. Be like, yo, bro, just play my record, please. Yeah, please.
Yeah, but I mean, organics can never be denied either, though. When you really got a fan base that really rocks with you.
Yeah, well, that's why it's the dynamic, because a lot of artists ask me, being in radio, like, how much should I pay you just to play my shit? It's like, bruh, first of all, I don't do that.
Right.
That's illegal.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Disclaimer.
I don't do that. But second of all, it's like you can literally use like $500, $1,000, whatever, go to some raw-ass engineer, get your shit sauced up, and just hope for the best at that point.
That's real
like
talk.
It's a difference between like, do you pay for promotion or do you pay to make your product just amazing?
Right.
And I tell artists, like, just make your product amazing, because people are gonna grab it if they think it's equally as amazing.
Yeah, make your product amazing, and then invest in putting yourself in front of the people.
Yeah.
You feel me? A lot of people just want to invest in making their brand look good and everything like that, but the main thing is having a great product and getting it in front of the people you want to listen to.
And honestly, it's not that hard nowadays, because even with Instagram, you can literally target who your audience is. And it's like, dude, there's so many different ways to do it that there's no excuse to not figure this out.
Not at all. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got Instagram, Facebook, all these different things. I mean, I've even had something go viral on Musically, which is TikTok now. I mean, I got.
What'd you do? Were you smeezing on the video? Or like, what were you doing here?
So I had a song called Cam Dab, and it was in the same time where Cam Newton was about to go to the Super Bowl, and he used to always dab and everything like that. So I was like, let me put a song together for that, and it was actually. I just put it out there to kind of like go with what was going on at the time. I look up the next day, it already got like 4 million views on Facebook. And I'm just sitting up here like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So we're able to contact Musically. They do a whole campaign on there. Fast forward to today. I think I just looked at the numbers the other day, and there's around like 7 million people that's done videos to the song.
That's crazy.
Like from all over the world.
You collect your bread from that shit?
I mean, we working on it right now.
Hey man, look, 7 million. Sheesh.
We need.
You need to collect all them checks, bro.
No, get ready for another campaign on TikTok. We about to holler at them real soon.
Yeah, bro. Shit, you know it'd be really fucking cool for every time somebody smeezed.
Yeah.
Like you and Chunky just got some sort of residual off everybody doing that song video. That'd be tight as fuck. I don't know how the fuck they finna do that.
That would go crazy. Yeah, and that's another thing I want to bring to like TikTok. Like the Smeeze challenge definitely needs to be on there.
Yeah.
Because that'll be big.
Because Smeeze is like what? Smeeze is like a year or two old. How old is the song?
I would say like I would say the song is probably like a year and a half old.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we want to do a remix. We want to really get the challenge out there because I mean, like I see now, like going back to the Bay. and just being in the clubs and just like smeezing used to be like a turf dancers dance. And now it's like everybody
there.
Like you see old people smeezing, the kids, babies smeezing.
Shout out OG Mike and OG Pollard.
You feel me? man, shout out for real, bro. I seen Pollard at Rolling Loud. I think he had failed or something. So it's good to see that he doing well.
I'm happy as well, man.
Yeah.
How do you link up with Chonky and the Turf Fiends and all of them?
Well, yeah, that kind of started from like the inception of me really coming into my own as a solo artist. So with my song "Run" with Furious and YG, that's when I had because for one thing, like I said before, the outfit was the Architects. So I used to be around the turf dancers all the time. I used to turf dance really in high school. And then, like,
I gotta dig for some fucking dirt videos somewhere.
Oh yeah, I gotta send you some shit. I used to really be going, man. Like,
me too, man. Me too.
You feel me? So, but yeah, so that was like my I knew the leader of the Architects, Jarrell, and he used to have me host some of the battles and everything like that. So that's how I really first got with Chonky, and then I think the first thing that I asked them to collaborate on me with was a dance for Run. And then when I had my song Hell Yeah, that was really like big in the Yike movement.
Shout out Clyde Carson too.
Yeah, shout out Clyde. Shout
out to my vegans.
You feel me? You're a real vegan rapper. You feel me?
Bro, he took me to this restaurant one time and he was like, bro, eat it. I was like, what is this? He's like, it's buffalo cauliflower chicken. I'm like, bruh. But I ate the shit. I was like, damn, this is some really good ass chicken. He's like, bro, it's cauliflower. I'm like, nah, hell no.
He know where the spots is,
bro.
Yeah, that's one of the most vegan gangsters I know. that's my big bro for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, having Hell Yeah, and then performing at a lot of like the Yike Fest and everything with Prices to Rock and. Being around Chunk and all them like that, well, I mean, we really created like a bond. So yeah, when I called him about doing the Smeeze anthem, it was like a no-brainer.
Easy.
A no-brainer.
Yeah. So seeing as how like you were close with the Architects, and you know Architects had the "Tell Me When to Go" video, is that how you end up linking with 40? Eventually,
yeah.
Just, like,
so
start.
Yeah, that was really like the introduction to 40. Like, I mean, 40 was definitely one of my favorite like idol artists growing up. But yeah, my first time really getting to know him was when I was writing for the outfit. Like, my partner would sometimes bring me into the sessions with 40, and we would do some writing for 40 and everything like that back then. You feel me? So, yeah, it was always dope. I mean, like, the man has a ton of wisdom on him.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? Like he
do share.
Yeah.
Do share some wisdom. I love wisdom.
I mean, 40's just always about positivity. He's always about growth. I mean, he definitely. Loves to see people that want to play the industry smart. He's a great businessman. Like, you see all the businesses that he has. There's a funny story that I have with 40 when I was young.
Let's get it.
So I think this is my first session ever being in the lab with 40, and like he's over there writing. And like, you know, I'm trying to like impress him, but in a way to where it's not looking like I'm just trying to impress him. So I'm over.
Be hella smooth.
Yeah. I'm trying to be smooth with it. So I'm at another couch, and I hear this beat that they listening to, and I'm like hella rapping to it, right?
Yeah.
Like I got hella bars to it and shit. And 40's right, and he looks up. He was like, "Oh, you trying to pull that interception, huh?" And I'm like,
"You trying to steal my beat right now, bro?"
I'm like, what you mean? He was like, that's what I call when you writing and somebody else just hella rapping to something and being hella loud, it was like that's that interception. And I was like, oh shit, I'm up in here embarrassing myself.
Yeah. Like, damn, E-40 got me fucked up right now.
But you already know that was a young move. I'm not even
course.
getting like he trying to think and I'm over here trying to audition and shit.
It's like, bro, this ain't American Idol, bro. Get your ass up out of here.
You feel me? But I mean, but it was something. It was a great experience, and at the end of the day, I ended up being able to get something on that track anyway. So
for sure. Well, you know, I think amongst a lot of the people that 40 works with, amongst like the newer cats per se, right? Yeah. I think he fucks with you a lot. And you know, and not just to like put out, not just because you have like the Melt song or the Goat song, but like he talks about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Whether it be like in an interview, and I'm just like, oh, like Milla really is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. I mean, I think he fucks with people who are genuine, and I've always tried to come at him like that. You feel me? Like I've always wanted. Of course, we had to make sure that all the business was right because that's number one. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, that's a dude that really want to see people do well. So
for sure.
I really appreciate him.
Man.
Yeah, shout out to him.
I gotta ask you, since you know writing for Jonn Hart, 40, Eric Bellinger, what was like a placement that you got where you were just like, oh shit, like that song actually is like out in the world now?
Let me see. What was that?
And I want to keep it to like a songwriting placement.
I think a songwriting placement. Let me see. What was the first one? I think it was 40. I think the first one was I did a little writing on this song called "Whip It" with E-40 and Gucci Mane.
Whip it,
like it's jiffy. All this money, gotta get it. Whip it up.
I got that shit in my iTunes.
Yeah, so. That was one of the first ones where I was like, oh, okay, so
whip
this
it
can
up.
happen.
Whip. Oh, fuck, man, that's crazy. Yo, that's nuts.
Yeah, so
see, and I think that just goes to show that even though your name has been popping up as a feature on these 40 songs, like you've been working for a long ass time. It's not like the shit just. It's not like the shit just happened.
Right. I mean, yeah, we laid the ground floor. You feel me? Back then, like I said, when I was with the outfit, we was kind of around 40 a lot. But then there was a lot of years where we didn't get to work together. So I think the reintroduction, it was like, oh, I remember when he was a teenager and going crazy. So I definitely want to see what we could come up with now, and we came up with some dope stuff.
Y'all got more stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we got some stuff in the vault like that's crazy too. So
okay. I can't wait to hear that shit, man. I gotta ask you, like, no EP, no album within the past couple years. Like, what's up with you, man?
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, I've been having my my back and forth with just the music industry in general and the messages that are portrayed.
What do you mean?
You feel me? Like, for me, growing up in the Bay, the experience that I had is that the Bay loves a lot of different types of music, just not from Bay Area artists. So it's like
that shit hurts.
It's like we'll love how the South sound, we'll love how the East Coast sound, and we'll pay so much money for them when they come out and do shows in the Bay, but let somebody from the Bay have a different sound than what the Bay is agreed on at the time, and it's really hard to push. And one of my strengths, other than just being an artist, is being a writer.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up watching MTV when they used to play music videos.
Shout out TRL.
You feel me? Shout out Carson Daly.
It's no longer MTV. It's more like baby mama drama.
Yeah, exactly.
24/7.
Exactly. So my writing process, learning writing was, hey, here goes Blink-182. They just did a song on a video. Let me write some song that sound like Blink-182. Here's Eminem. Let me write a song in the vein of Eminem. So I was learning all these different styles. And then when my first songs were songs like Hell Yeah, where it was like a little bit more ratchet and everything like that, I felt like I got pigeonholed to that.
You're a Bay Area artist
Yeah,
now.
to that box, man. But what people don't know, like, at 20, I was a teacher. You feel me? And a curriculum writer. Like I'm teaching people financial literacy and life skills, and like writing books and shit. So at the end of the day, like when I'm just stuck in the box of only being able to talk about like clubs and women and shit like that, that's really boring for me. You feel
I hear
me?
you.
And so like that's why. But also for a long while, I felt like I hadn't completely locked into the confidence to say, fuck everybody's opinion.
Just do it.
Like because everybody's opinion has never been that you're not talented in these other types of music and genres and everything like that. Everybody knows that I can do all this shit. But it's like, oh, but what is your brand? And can your brand sell it? But at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck that now. So I've been working with a lot of different people. Shout out to Avedon. He does a lot of work with Scott Storch. They've been placing platinum hit after platinum hit this year. Shout out to Datsik. Datsik was just one of the biggest EDM producers and DJs in the world. We've been working on a lot of relaunch shit. Because I mean, this next batch of music, I want people to really understand who I am. So we're gonna have some edgy pop vibes. Of course we're gonna still have the rap in there, but it's just gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different move, and I think it's gonna be huge. I mean, I compare it to CeeLo was on Goody Mob.
Yeah.
And he was dope.
Yeah.
He was a dope-ass rapper on Goody Mob. But CeeLo became a superstar once he did Gnarls Barkley. And you feel
That's
me?
true.
All of that type of shit.
That is true.
You feel me? That even Andre, Outkast started as a different rap group. It was more, you feel me, like street rapping. They always had a different style. But when they started doing Bombs Over Baghdad and shit like that, that was different.
I mean, whoever thought that Andre 3000 would have verses with, like, John Legend?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're telling me this guy was on Equimini?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he coming out, I hope you are the one.
Well, that's why, there's always this disparity when people from the Bay in particular talk about, like, people don't give us the respect. Well, it's because, like, we always want people to just sound so Bay Area, so we support them. But it's like, again, to the point, Bay Area and West Coast music is hard to sell nationally.
Right.
So what we do see happen is that because we think shit that is not from outside the Bay is dope, like, people not from outside the Bay look in the Bay and be like, we're going to take that. That.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
we'll take this quality of that. We'll take that.
I'm not even going to mention who's taking what, but, like, this shit happens.
Yeah.
And so what also happens, too, is that people from the Bay, like, the way you're thinking about it is, like, they don't want to say they're from the Bay. For instance... What, her? She's from Vallejo.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know she was from the Bay. And I was like, what?
Yeah, then I see her on the sliding song with all the homies and shit like that.
But she played it smart because she was like, I'm not going to get boxed in to be a Bay Area artist.
Exactly. Because that's the thing. I feel like sometimes our area sets us up for a contradictory career. So, I mean, we have first we have to prove to the Bay Area that we could sound like the Bay Area. So we get popular sounding like the Bay Area. Then we come to LA for the deal, and they're like, "Oh, here's this Bay Area artist. Fuck that." It's like,
hey man, I totally agree.
And that has nothing against the Bay Area sound. I love the Bay Area sound. I grew up fucking going crazy at Summer Jam, almost fainting to all the hyphy shit. You feel me? So
those are fun. Those are really fun.
Those were the days. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like, I am not a Bay Area artist. I am an artist. You feel me? I'm from the Bay Area, so I have Bay Area qualities. But the Bay Area wasn't the end all of what I noticed around the world. And I am a music lover. All artists aren't music lovers. Some artists are their genre lovers. Some artists are popularity lovers. You feel me? Some artists just do this to hide some other shit. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like, I love music. And I mean, you could, even if I was to tell you some of the people that I listen to, you'd be like, "Wow, that's crazy!"
Who
like
you
that.
Listen to, bro?
What's crazy? I wanted to say something about this new group I've been listening to.
Go ahead.
Their name is No Mano.
No
Crazy. This dude, who lead singer of that group, he has like the most fucking different voice that I've heard. And they knew they don't even got the numbers like that yet, but I could already tell they out of here. They're from like Australia.
And, you know, just to put everything into perspective, too, like, G-Eazy doesn't sound like a Bay Area artist.
Right.
Kehlani doesn't sound like a Bay Area artist.
Well, but see, and that's why you see they went different lanes.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of the big Bay Area shows at the time that G-Eazy was supposed to be coming up in the Bay. You didn't see G-Eazy at those shows. You feel me? G-Eazy was doing his thing in a whole different way. They was cultivating his career in a whole different way.
This fool was in New Orleans.
Yeah, you didn't
doing other shit.
Yeah, you didn't necessarily see Kehlani at none of. I mean, you seen Kehlani on I think America's Got Talent. And some other shit, but you seen her. She was cultivating somewhere else. You feel me? And so that's the thing. I just wish that in our area it was, especially in the urban music world, it was more room for people that have different styles to have those same platforms.
Same love.
Yeah, that same love.
I hear you.
I mean, and I think that's up to the tastemakers.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna come to a point where, I mean, the Bay music kind of just gets a little bit worn out. Yeah. You know, because there's only so many times we can hear a song at 100 BPM with the same with the same kick and the same the same drum pattern and shit, and it's like, just slow it down a little bit, give us something a little bit different, because that's what's really going to solidify Milla as like his own different artist. Yeah. You know?
And I mean, that's why I like Haiti Baby as well. You feel me?
Hey!
But see, that's the thing. I feel like what he's cultivating is something hella different, but he's starting from that sound. He's starting from the bass sound.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, but if you look at Haiti, like with that Blue Dream track, that shit is different,
I was thinking
bro.
Of that, yeah.
He did the freestyle on y'all station, and it was like, what the fuck is going on? That's the initial reaction. It's like, what the fuck? But at the end of the day, I looked at it, I said, that's genius as fuck.
Yeah, bro. And then you listen to Blue Dragon, it's like, this shit don't even sound like California.
Yeah, exactly. And then the visuals was vibes. Like he gave me a lot of Busta Rhymes type of vibes in that Blue Dragon music video and everything. So it's like we gotta start being brave enough to carve out our own paths, and that's why I love a Kendrick, a J. Cole, everything like that. You feel me? Because I always look at like Kendrick, like, damn, that was somebody who stuck to what he was doing. I'm sure, even though he was raw, people wasn't really just tripping off of that subject matter that he was talking about, because it was deep, it was intellectual, everything like that. So he probably had to fight. He probably had to go to a lot of open mics. He probably had to do a lot of fucking free rapping at first, but he was able to carve out a legendary career, and he's still hella young.
Yeah, man. Look at that. You were a teacher at the age of 20. You're still a teacher to this day, bro.
We out here, man. I mean, but and that's the thing too. It's like with this new music that I'm putting out, I want to be able to educate as well. You feel me? I want to be able to educate and inspire in a way that the world can be inspired and the world could change. I mean, I think legendary artists change culture in a way. Mm-hmm. They're able to do a culture shift. And what I feel like I've been able to do up to this point is to capitalize off of culture.
I'm making the connects, but I want you to say it.
You feel me? So like Cam Dab, Smeeze, all those different types of things. I was able to come at the right time when culture just needed to be ignited.
Needed something.
You feel me? And we were all able to benefit off of culture at that time. Now I'm looking towards legendary status, and I want to change culture. I want to do a culture shift. I want people to hear what I'm doing, hear what I'm saying, and shift with that shit, and want to sound like that, want to hear those messages and do something. You feel me? Like that's where I'm at now, because it's like it's great to ignite culture, but at the same time, when you just ignite culture, that just means that part of culture keeps moving, but it doesn't necessarily always cater to you. Like I've had a lot of songs that's been just bigger than me, because it was so great in culture. Like hell yeah, I remember I came out here and did an interview with Jay Valentino.
Okay.
And he was like, "Bruh, I've been playing this record for 5 months and I didn't know who you were." And that showed me that the record was really big for the Yike movement. Yeah. But it wasn't as big for me. So now it's time, I feel, to be able to do a shift in culture through myself, through my ideas, and through what I want the world to know.
Because, even right now, people might look at you and just be like, oh, you're the guy who made Smeeze?
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, you're the guy who was part of the yiking movement?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you want to get to the point where it's like, you're Milla.
Yeah, like you helped change my life. I mean, I still have people say shit like that, but I'm just saying, like, it's people that get artists tatted on their faces. Not that I'm saying get me tatted on your face. But I mean, for a reason that, I was going through a drug addiction, and
you want to speak to the people.
Listening to your music help me get better. Listening to your music help me, because I mean, I seen that as a teacher. I've seen some of my students graduate since when I've taught them, and they come back to me like, bro, when you came into my classroom, I didn't give a fuck about school, and the information that you gave me, I was able to graduate, and now I'm about to become a lawyer. That's crazy to me.
Wow.
You feel me? Because for one thing, I wasn't even their main teacher. I had a teacher schedule, but I went from school to school. You feel me? So I would probably see the same students probably 3 times a week, and for like 30 to 50 minutes. So for my 30 to 50 minutes to be so important that a lot of these kids come back up to me and you were the reason that I graduated.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And that's a whole different side of fulfillment. Like, money is good. You feel me? Having glory is good, everything like that. But just knowing that you really changed people, that's priceless.
Hey, man. We're going to end it right there because
we out here.
Bro, I feel inspired right now. I feel like I need to run a marathon and go to a school and fucking just tell people about all the good stuff that happens in life, man. No, but on real tip, bro, like I really love where your mind is and how you're really set on inspiring the change that we need in this world, bro. And that's the mindset everybody needs. Shout out to Milla. Man, Milla, where can everybody find you, man?
At The Mind of Milla. The Mind of Milla. So that's THAMIND THAMINDOFMILLA. Once again, THAMINDOFMILLA. That's on Instagram.
And what happened to your Twitter?
I don't know, bruh.
I couldn't find you on Twitter.
Okay, so this is the thing. One day I got a blue check on Twitter and I'm good. The next day, I'm banned off Twitter. I don't believe I've done anything wrong. I think everybody should hashtag reinstate Milla because this is crazy. But I gotta have some kind of conversation with them. But yeah, it was the mind of Milla on Twitter too. I don't know what's going on, honestly. My TikTok, I got 90K on TikTok. My TikTok is Milla Music, MILLAMUSIC.
There we go. Well, this is the lunch table. Food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Hashtag reinstate Milla.
Let's get it. Shout out Nico.